We are here to talk about the 10-year anniversary of our first release, Beyond the Visible Light. And we want to talk all about it. We feel it's worth having a talk. We're going to show some pictures, play some music, and you can hit the music, Chris. I think I'm almost done with this intro. Maybe we should start talking about how really we started the band briefly and got to writing.
Yeah, be a good place to start. We, guess Kyle, Ricky, and myself were in a previous band that didn't work out, and we decided to make a instrumental band. Right?
Well, yeah, but the idea of this band was in the works 2 years prior to that.
Yeah, there's a lot of details.
3 years prior, it was already in the works. Then that band happened, and then we waited for the out and jumped onto this.
And then Chris was playing in another band, but we wanted a keyboard player. With him, and
you guys actually asked me, you two asked me if I wanted to join with you in an instrumental band.
I actually called you.
Yeah, and I said
after I called our former band member and told them we were all done.
Yep.
So then I called you and asked you not, and I totally thought you were not going to do it. And,
yeah, I thought it was going to be beyond the visible of my brain.
Yeah, well, you were a little, you were still a little connected with the past.
Yeah.
I really thought you were not going to do it, and you wanted to meet and talk.
Yeah, that's right.
For Mark's porch.
Yeah, on my front porch.
So, yeah.
And Lund. And then I said, that Chris guy, that we did a couple of gigs with, think he would do it, Mark?
Yeah.
He's in a band, he's not going to do it. And then I said, you should talk to him. And I said, he's not.
And he's cutting out.
Yeah, Ricky, we can't hear you very well.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, better.
Right there?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I remember bringing up, wanting a keyboard player. I said, I asked Mark if Chris would do it. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
And Mark, you were pretty adamant that Chris was not going to do it. And we went and met him for lunch, and I go to rehearsal.
Yeah.
Chris came over with like a Yamaha CX-7 or something.
What did you bring over, Chris? You remember?
Yeah, I think I came over with my Sonic TS12.
What?
That's the keyboard I used in the studio for some of the sounds on the bass. Setting up on a wire rack in the basement.
That's right.
I didn't bring a keyboard stick.
Yeah. Yeah, we worked on Ravaji.
That was day one.
Yeah.
I have a recording of you guys, the three of you guys playing Ravaji, a video, audio and video of you guys playing Ravaji. It's the very, very first time I ever heard it. And I was sitting in your basement.
And it wasn't that many times that we'd heard it either.
But you know what? I do remember I wrote another bridge to that tune by the time you came back. So when you came back for the second rehearsal, there was a new part.
Yeah. So that kind of became a running joke. If you leave the room,
Write a song.
there's a new song written.
Yep. So that tune is really the one that kicked off the record.
Yeah.
And Mark was that was a Mark tune for the most part.
Yeah.
Crazy thing about it, that tune had lyrics and a melody.
Yeah.
And the lyrical melody ended up being the guitar. We turned it into the guitar melody, but the lyrics we threw out. And so the lead guitar part was actually the vocal melody I wrote.
Yeah.
And then Kyle wrote some cool stuff in that. So that was the first real OVRFWRD tune.
And the song, I was gonna say the song didn't have a name until we were in the studio.
No. We named it before that. We named it.
Oh, that was when Ravi Shankar passed.
Yeah, because I was sitting on your couch after rehearsal, and I said, "What if we call it Ravi after Ravi dying?"
I thought that happened in the studio.
No, it was in your living room. On your couch.
10 years ago, a long time.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, I know. The rest of us though fall behind. What? So we worked on that. Chris, you were part-time at first, and then you joined us full-time after a little bit of time. Is that right?
Yeah. So I was in a band called Element 113 at the time with my brother Scott Hens and Rexy and some folks. And,
Yep. Shout out.
you guys would come by. I worked at the studio. Check this out. And we played some shows with you guys before.
Yeah.
The whole Genesis, evolution thing. So I was with Element 113, and I was committed to them until we ended. It's like, okay, I got my time on my hands. Let's dig into this progressive instrumental rock stuff.
Yeah. It was exciting. So we worked on Ravaji for how long before we went into, we decided to record and went into Terrarium. I'm getting a little ahead, but how long do you think we were in the...
We had a recording date the day we formed.
Oh, that's right.
the band, and then decided to push it back a month.
I talked us out of it.
Right, Ricky? Wasn't it like November?
Well,
That year
the recording date was September.
And that was 2013.
Kyle talked us out of it. No, it's 2014.
2014, okay.
No, you're right. 2013.
2013, yep.
And then we pushed it back a month
Okay.
to November 8th. So we
Okay.
went to the studio November 8th to record Ravi.
So we went in to one of the best studios in Minneapolis, Terrarium, and we recorded that one song.
Yep.
And we recorded that for 2 or 3 days. How many?
2 or 3 days.
Okay. So we finished that. Then we come out, we have a song, and then we start writing the rest of this record. But we went in, let's say, how much later for the next tune, which I remember.
I think we went in April of 2014 to record Abandoned No. 2. And we crashed that recording because the day before the recording, we decided to add a new section to it.
Yes, we did that on the fly. It was very Maiden-like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a recording of that on my old desktop,
I haven't heard it.
and I'm wondering if it ever that would go on the 10th anniversary or 20th anniversary box set, perhaps.
Yep.
But we went and wrote this next song and went in and recorded that.
Called The Man with No Shoes.
Yep. And we tried that middle part and it didn't work. And we ended up trashing the whole thing.
On recording.
And I remember you weren't real pleased with it.
No, I was not. It was a lot of greenbacks for that.
Yeah. So then we decided, well, we better make this a little more financially responsible. And we went in, we wrote the rest of the album, and then went in August, early August, recorded the entire album in 2 days.
I want to say
we had 4 songs left to record, and I think we did those in, was it 2 or 3 days?
I thought it was 3 or 4.
I think it was 3, but maybe.
Yeah, I don't think we did 4. It would have been 2 or 3, so probably 3.
3.
Yeah. And
then that was the record.
And so those songs all were written in what kind of time span do you think for the 4 together to go back into the studio?
From
And-
November, probably from November to August.
So that was a while. So we really worked
Yep.
pretty hard on that first record. Lots of instrumental magic
Yeah.
going. But we did it.
And we had Johnny, hired him to do the artwork. He comped what, 8 or 10 comps,
Probably about 10.
ideas,
Yeah, probably about 10.
and immediately this one jumped out at us.
Our viewers are seeing it right now. This is
Yeah.
the first album, Beyond Physical
For
Life.
some reason, it reminded me of Grace Under Pressure. I don't know why, but it has that feel to it. Rush.
Yeah. So let's just go around and everybody try to remember before we get ahead on the artwork, which we can, but talk about a couple of memories from that last recording session. Anybody remember anything? It's a little gray for me. Does any- Yeah.
I just saw pictures, I was flipping through pictures that we can maybe scroll through, but I didn't remember a lot at all. I'm surprised at the equipment I had. I don't even remember that, but I remember we went through the tunes pretty quick, and it went real smooth. There was no real problems like we had arranging issues with our previous sessions. I remember having fun. That's about it. I don't remember a lot of detail.
Yeah, and it was only 1 or 2 takes. So
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah, so one of my favorite things about when we were in the studio cheering for that was using the Hammond organ with her Leslie. And
Oh yeah, Ricky was doing the Leslie.
I had my hands full with the keys. Like, Ricky, need your help here, buddy. So he actually came into the live room when I was recording on this, face melting Leslie in the room, and sped it up and slowed it down, to his, own discretion, and it was funny. It was awesome. It was great.
I did that on the following 2 records too.
You did. You've been doing that on half of the records.
Shouldn't I get organ credit?
You got credit, yeah. Leslie credit.
You get Leslie speaker controller credit.
This guy can play the fucking organ, man.
Leslie technician. I remember thanking you for that. You said, "Oh man, I had a front row seat to watch you play and record on the album." Like,
Oh yeah.
Well, I remember the control on the Leslie was not ideal at the terrarium. It needed a little work, didn't it?
I think that one was broken or something was up with that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was messed up. They had like a piece of duct tape kind of around it so that you could kind of grab this duct tape, Guyver duct tape handle and switch the Leslie on it. I can't do this while I'm playing. I need your help, Rick. So,
You guys want to go through the songs and
I have one more memory.
Kyle.
I have one more memory.
Huh?
I have one more. It was I remember this record, and I don't know if the next one was the same, but I had recorded one album with Mark years before that where I was isolated. Chris was isolated on this album, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was in the booth, piano booth.
Was that the only record that was like that, or was the next one like that too?
Only one. You the first.
Yeah.
The next
So that's
record.
very unique. Yep, that's very unique.
It was like on this song or like on most of the songs, there's actual live piano, where the other
This is Stones of Temperance. Chris was
Yeah.
in behind the glass, and I can remember us looking at each other while we were recording. Very
yeah, we couldn't have done it if it hadn't been a glass door so we could see each other.
Yeah, we all go off each other, and it's the way it is. And that was a little different. I like I said, I made a record years before with Mark where I was isolated in a room, and I didn't care for it too much. It's okay, but it's better when we're all together. And that was the first one, and it was all pretty new still.
Yeah, but it's not live.
All right. So we wanted to start at the top and talk about the songs.
Or do you want to go through pictures and talk about it?
Talk about pictures first. Let's do that. What do you got?
It's not an actual 8-track, but feel like
Someday.
Yeah.
That looks great.
It's from the tour out in
Yeah. Wow.
Southern California and Lund.
The Facebook is still in it, and now it's on there.
Yep.
Oh, that was the one we did.
Yeah, this was I almost forgot. I haven't thought about that in a while.
Johnny came up with that elephant steampunk artist. It kind of stuck.
Yeah, but people
Turns out of it.
It's pretty good.
Cool art.
Yeah, that's cool. Beautiful.
Tricky. Circle.
That's the recording session.
I don't know. It kind of looks like the rehearsal room.
Oh yeah, you can see the Chris walking back.
Oh, wow.
That's early. That's
Look at that. Look at that thing.
definitely.
Yep. Who took these pictures?
Greg
Greg
Greg.
did.
playing.
That's in the rehearsal area.
Yep.
Yep. I almost look like I'm playing with a pick there, which I did not do.
Looks like you're ready to do a leg kick. That's what it looks like.
It's got poser to it for sure. A little bit of pose. A little bit.
Oh man.
That's that probably the same day out in the alley.
That's our first picture, right, Ricky?
One of them.
Oh, one of them, yeah.
Yeah, one of them. that we
Ellie's
used.
kids.
That's a great pick. Oh, that is a
session.
that's the Scorpions.
Kyle didn't get the memo on the shoes.
Yeah, it looks funny and
That's Long Beach, right?
That's the unnamed first anonymous gig.
Oh, that big beat.
I was trying to figure that out. That's the big. Oh, we're not going to say it, are we?
Wow, it's no longer there, and it's on the wall right in the back.
yeah, that was our first secret show. Yep.
First show.
Yep.
For that.
I
That's
don't know why I put that. That was my
yes.
first controller.
Shots.
That's pretty. Look at that. Look at that thing.
That's at the Terrarium.
Yep.
That's not the Beyond the Visible Light session.
There's Scott. There's
Yeah, it was. Because I started my
you didn't have
TC.
your Rockstar on that album.
I did have it on the second session, and I had my TC Electronics rack mount.
Oh, I thought you brought that in on Fantasy.
I did. It did carry over that one too.
That's me trying to look important,
He's contemplating.
contemplating the big picture.
blurry live shot. They must have been playing a lot of notes to be blurry on that camera shot.
Yeah. Boy.
Oh, there's the
There he
order.
is at the Hammond.
There it is.
Ricky must not have got in there yet.
Testing it out. Oh,
Whoa.
next time.
Huh.
Next for Marshall Fender. What's the middle one?
That's the boogie.
Mesa Boogie.
Amazing.
I had that for Ravagy and rest of this album.
That's big.
That's speaker.
That big Marshall in the background I used for the end of this song, Ravagy.
Oh, really?
Oh my god, it was so loud I had to stand there and get feedback.
Oh,
Oh my God! Look at
Look at
us.
these kids.
We like kids.
we do look like kids.
28 years old.
Yeah.
I've been 20 years old. Oh my god.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's our first picture.
I look translucent, but it has a great look to it.
Mark has this like holy light.
It's beyond the visible light.
Beyond the visible light? That's the visible light. So where is the beyond part?
Oh.
It's like, remember Bed Bath and Beyond? It's like,
what?
You can go to Bed Bath and Beyond, but I need to buy this one Beyond portion. It's not bad, it's not bad.
That's great.
Okay. I wondered who the heck did this picture.
I did.
You did. That is
Got it from the Who. I just took it and put our faces on there.
How has
that we've got more reaction to that picture than just about any picture.
There's an elephant. I mean, how could we not?
It's great. What a great move.
Yeah,
that was from the video session that Ibrahim shot.
We made a video. Yep, we made a video.
Album art.
And we left that. Remember, this was our little poster for all of our birth tables. And we left it in Boston.
Where?
We left it in Boston. We forgot to grab it.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah, we had it laminated.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
That would be a Paganini piece I'm playing.
That was Robbie G.
Yeah. That was when I was standing in front of that Marshall at the guitar.
Wow.
There it is. Wow.
There, that folder. What's
have any questions?
Yeah, who thought it? What's the name all about?
Ricky, you came up
the album?
Yeah.
I was just jotting down names for songs and whatever. I wrote down Beyond the Visible Light. I still have it in my phone, in my notes.
Here's the item.
It was initially called The Visible Light, and then sitting in my basement in the house, I thought Beyond the Visible Light sounded really cool.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, that's the record. I still love that.
I remember sitting at Gandhi Mahal, you felt, oh, that's really cool.
It's like cool title. It's all just experience and know our reality is what we see. Like, experience, that's what we judge all of our reality, but it's like beyond, there's something beyond.
Magical world of illusion.
Yep. Oh yeah, I like that stuff. Cool.
Okay, so the opener is,
Can We Keep the Elephant?
and tell the story of that.
Mark and I were on our guitar in Indian that we did every weekend for, was it 15 years, Mark? 10 years?
Yeah, 15 years total, but that restaurant, 10 years.
Well, I mean, we were at the other one, the other place, downtown before.
Yeah.
So, we got done with gig, and a friend of ours came down to have dinner with us, and they used to serve chai in a ceramic elephant
Teapot.
And the waiter came over and poured everybody's chai, and then
it was like bottomless chai, so you could have as much as you want.
Right. But our friend
Only come and pour it for you.
Our friend Shazor said when he was walking away, "Oh, can we keep the elephant?" And Mark and I looked at each other and totally pulled our phones out, started making that's the song.
It's just one of those silly moments that not too many people say, "Can we keep the elephant?"
So then I remember writing the song. It was just me and you, Mark, down in the basement, and we just said, "Let's just play. We're not gonna come down preconceived or anything. We're just going to play and jam it. And that was the bulk of the song. And I remember the middle section, the little breakdown, was actually an acoustic part that I stole from another song from another band that I wrote. We threw that in. And then recorded it, and then we sent it off to Chris and Kyle the next morning. That was a Friday night. I remember then we sent it off. Everybody heard it.
Yeah. Not too much arranging after that.
Oh, I know. It was great.
Added to it. But yeah, that's the first
I
song.
think I still have that email that one.
What's that?
I still have the email that eventually sending that out. Cool.
Chris, you were going to say something?
I heard that story. I was just gonna say, time flies when you're having fun. I think we have 4 minutes left on the program.
Oh, wow.
4 minutes left?
Yeah, it's 40.
We need to talk after this.
Yeah, 38,000 notes to go. What's up?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know we were timed. Okay, so the rest of the songs?
Can we extend it?
No. Oh, let me go ahead and see.
So we talked about Ravaji.
Well, we'll have to do a part 2 after this if we're not going to get it.
Yeah, let's talk about Stones of Temperance.
Yeah, talk about Stones of Temperance.
That was
You can see your desktop.
be careful, Chris.
So yeah, there's Stones of Temperance. That was the third. I think we wrote that kind of at around the same time as Elephant, didn't we?
Well, that was a weird one because the bulk of that tune, Mark, you had written back in the 90s.
Yeah, long time ago.
Yeah.
Certainly reimagined, way different.
Well, the core of that acoustic mellow part was pretty much the way it was written. But then we took that and I remember that's a weird tune because I remember just jamming that one, and so the arrangement that it ended up being was kind of just going through jamming.
Yeah,
You know?
I've done that for quite a bit.
Chris took and wrote a great intro piano to it, and it just that song. I oddly enough didn't take a lot of rehearsing. It kind of fell into place really quick. Chris, didn't you take your piano like out of town to write that intro?
I did. I took it to a city called Albany, Wisconsin, where Melissa and I used to rent this property called Sugar River Farm. And it's this idyllic, beautiful place. And I'm like, all right, I'm bringing a keyboard. And yeah, flowed from there. Did some writing and it came out. That intro came out really nice.
Yeah, that song didn't take a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that one flowed pretty well. That one was
Funny, in the studio, I remember we did the take, and we got done, and I was like, "Oh, that was awful. I didn't like it at all."
Me too.
Playing it, and then listening back, going, "Wow, that sounded a lot better." Don't listen to me.
Yeah, I felt the same thing.
That's a trend with us.
Yeah, if we like it, it's usually not good.
Yeah, it's fun. How much time we got left, Chris?
forever.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, so Stones of Temperance, and what do we have left?
Obviously, the next one we kind of already got.
And covered that one.
And then Man with the Truth.
Yep.
It kind of covered that one too.
Yeah, so then
Darkest Star.
Yeah, that's a song that started with an acoustic guitar part I wrote, and I named it Darkest Star, and then we went down again. Mark and I got together. Mark put this kind of Black Sabbath-y.
It was very Black Sabbath. I was gonna say I had, I can't remember what album it was, but listened to Black Sabbath and kind of like that.
Yeah. So the acoustic part I wrote ended up actually being transposed to piano, and I always wish we would have put an acoustic guitar mixed with it or at the back end or something, but ended up being a piano part. But the title came from my friend's dog that died in a fire when I was a little kid. Wah wah.
Wah, wah.
It was his name, a cool black lab named Dark Star.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then when I looked it up, there was already a song called Dark Star, so I changed it to
Of course there
Darkest
is.
Star.
By Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Dark Star.
change it to Darkest Star. So.
Yeah. Which is way cooler.
No, Yngwie Malmsteen wrote Black Star, right?
Oh.
So it's a
It's
deep.
about the dog. That's sad, but it kind of
Yeah,
gives
I don't remember that.
some meaning, right?
cool dog. And Dark Star and Agatha was an Irish setter. The two of them died in a fire.
I think that The Darkest Star is almost by far the most abstract song in the OVRFWRD repertoire. I think it is. To me, anyways, when I listen to it, I do say, "What the heck is that all about?" In a very positive way. That is one avant-garde song.
Funny how it all the parts kind of sit together and they all have a kind of a theme in a way, or they flow in a similar way, but yeah, they're way different. And then that second half of that, the timing on that is just things like the front half.
Yeah, didn't Chris write that outro-ish?
Yeah. And some of this is coming back to me. I haven't thought of this in years, but I remember being in the studio. I was in the ISO room on the studio's Yamaha Baby Grand that had all mics on it. Like, okay, we're gonna play the outro, do some piano over it. And I think it was Jason. Wasn't Jason Orris there?
Yep.
And he said, hit the piano as hard as you can.
Well, I remember telling you to hit at that Barry outro. The Barry outro, I remember telling you to hit it, but don't play any chords.
Yeah. The very end, it was just
I said, hit it like you don't
so
know how to
good.
play chords.
it was bedlam. And then I tried it, and you're like, no. Try
I said,
hard.
you're still playing chords, Chris. It's hard for you to not play chords.
Like, okay, so then I just started using my arms.
Yeah, play it like a cat walking on it or something.
I play chords with my arms, but that is a chaotic ending, and it just stops, right in the middle of the chaos.
You know?
I think it's the only song we've ever done that does that.
I think the last time we played that was John, when we opened for John 5.
Yeah, and it's recorded too, and it is
On YouTube?
on the YouTubes, and it might be my favorite recording of us live is that song. And I always think about it and go, could we ever get that song going again? It is just so out there, and I'm so proud of that song. I really am. You want to hear some crazy abstract avant-garde music? Listen to this, and I think it fits the bill. I'm a little biased, yes.
Do we resurrect that one?
I don't know. We were different people 10 years ago. I don't know. I love listening to it. I still watch that video every once in a while just to get a rise, and what a night that was, that show. And we did go do shows after the record came out west, and I think we had a lot of fun, huh?
Oh yeah, that was a great tour. And it's funny, that song or that album has the time of probably 8 or 9 songs, traditional songs, the notes of about 20 songs, but there's only 5 songs on the album.
Right.
First 2 albums only had 5 songs, which is funny, but that's a long album for 5 songs.
It's a lot of notes for your dollar.
Ricky, you also have said through these 10 years that the sound of Beyond the Visible Light might be your favorite.
I think it is.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think
Very
for me,
Yeah, what
it's
do you like
all
about it?
Huh?
What's your favorite? What makes it one of your favorite sounding records?
The guitar, the bass, the keys, the piano, the drums, the sound.
Basically all the instruments.
To me, in the way it's mixed, it's my favorite sounding record. It really is. It's just mixed so nice. Yeah. I mean, I think all of our albums sound great, but that one for me, I don't think we've topped it sound-wise.
Yeah, I remember you saying that a while ago, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. It's, everybody's got their flavor, and it's hard to argue with that. I love it. I love it too. And what else can we talk about this first record? Get together, and everything's gelling pretty good. And like you said back then, Ricky, too, everybody's just getting to know each other.
Yeah.
No, it's cool because we that's how we started playing, is just rehearsing and playing. And so when we wound up recording, that's how we recorded. All our sounds were there, coming out of our instruments and out of us, and there's little to no post-production on any of our albums, but especially that one. Really,
that may be our most collaborative album.
Mhm.
Would you agree? Because I think after that, we kind of started writing separately. I mean,
Yeah.
they're all collaborative. We all have input, but I think after that record, maybe not so much on Fantasy, but I think after that, we kind of started going off on our own and bringing stuff in. But I think for me, Beyond the Visible Light was the record where it was all of us in,
That's very true. It's hard to remember back that far, but yeah, it is where it was all done in that rehearsal room together, like all the time. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I can specifically remember parts on Raviji, Man with No Shoes, where Kyle, you just like played a line and we're like, okay, that's the bridge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Too.
And
Which was not how it was usually done later.
we were in a room, yeah. Afterwards, we were all coming in with our own songs, But I think the record, we were all
It's
kind
taken
of,
a little more time to come up with ideas.
Yeah.
yeah. But there
Yeah,
was, if you listen to the opening track, I mean, we were hell bent on proving something on that record.
Yeah. Came out swinging.
Yeah.
That's our best, right?
Yeah, kind of had a chip on our shoulders a little bit, but
Yeah.
I never thought about that. We actually wrote all that stuff together at the same time while rehearsing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there were parts that we brought in, like I said, the Dark Star acoustic thing. Mark brought in this, Chris brought in this, Kyle brought this. But for the most part, it was all
Group effort.
together.
On the floor.
Yeah.
On the floor. Yep. That's right.
More than any other album, I think.
Boy, that's a commitment to do it that way. It is a commitment. So what else? What else?
It was a great way to do a first album because it's like lock these four guys in a room for a year and and see what the hell they can come up with.
Yeah, that was like a little over 6 months, not even a year.
Yeah, I wondered about that.
Yeah, because we recorded Robbie G in November, and at that point, that was pretty much the only thing we had.
Yeah.
We usually take December off because the holidays and all that. So then we get back together in January. We recorded in August. The rest of the record. So it was really a little over 6 months.
Minus the aborted Man with No Shoes.
Right.
The time in between there, but yeah, that is a pretty good time frame. It's so hard to remember back.
We had our CD release show at the Amsterdam. That was a lot of fun. That was a really cool gig.
Yes. Very well attended.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Great show. It's when I think back at early shows like that, and when we were on the road, I think about, okay, which songs did we play? Well, how many songs did we have? We had 5, so guess what? We played all 5.
We played the album. Yeah.
Yeah, that first tour we did 5 songs.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Drove across the country in a van to play 5 songs a night.
Yeah, but our 5 songs takes up an hour,
Exactly, and there's enough notes there for many more. So we could do an encore and no one would know it's a different song if we just repeat it.
Play the album twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark, you were playing, Parker Fly on that record.
Yep. Yeah, I used the Parker Fly and had my PRS Mira. And of course I used a Strat. That wasn't yours, Chris's, was it? No, that was Aquarium's. Yeah. So yeah, that Parker Fly was great, but I evolved in and around it, beyond it.
Didn't have, what was the neck was like composite or something?
Well, it's got a carbon fiber coating on it, or a layer of carbon fiber.
Was it wood though? It was.
Yeah, it was a wood neck. That model I had was wood neck, but the body had carbon fiber over the back of it to keep it strong, because it was like that thin, super thin guitar, barely enough to hold a pickup. And then they put that carbon fiber on there for strength.
Mm-hmm.
Then the model I had just had a regular, I think it was an opal neck, a bolt on, but
Wow.
cool.
Strength.
That was the first guitar I had with a piezo pickup in it, which I thought was pretty cool. So I could do the acoustic parts and stuff when we were playing live, which was kind of...
Yeah, the keyboards I used on that album were, I had the sequential circuit 6-track. I had the Roland XV88 piano, just because I loved the keys on it so much. And it had a nice piano sound, but for the piano, studio had a Yamaha C5 Baby Grand, and that was awesome. Used my Sonic TS12. You guys haven't seen these keyboards in years and years.
Well, you sold your Sonic to somebody in Hawaii, didn't you?
I did. Someone in Hawaii bought it. When I was selling it online, I didn't specify stateside only. And they're like, oh, I'm gonna have this shipped to Hawaii. And I looked up the shipping, and it was gonna be $375 shipping.
Yeah.
Get it to them. And I rang him up and was like, hey, we got to work something out here. So yeah, he ended up paying for shipping because he really wanted the keyboard. But
Happy ending. Well, I played my my old Music Man bass, and I played through the Widowmaker Ampeg setup they had there. That was it. Ricky?
Yeah, it was a great bass tone, man.
Yep. What were you playing then?
I had my Pearl Maple 4-ply kit.
Okay.
Still have it. It's right in the room next door here. Beautiful kit. Jason actually called me at work after we were done with the record and asked me what kick drum I was using on that record, because it was one of the best kick drums he's ever had in the studio.
Nice.
I said, oh, it's an old Pearl 4-ply, real thin shells. There was so great resonance.
Nice.
Like, yeah. Do it, Chris.
he said, come on in, we'll give it a listen.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a beautiful sounding drum set. Still have it.
So all in all, that was a great first year plus for us. And it's nice to look back 10 years ago. I can't believe it.
Mm.
You know, it's mind. It's a mind screw to think back that long.
Like 10 years.
That we're still
two live albums, and
Yep. but that was it. That was the start. Anything anybody else has to say before we say bye-bye?
No, it was great memories, fun to talk about. There's a
I'll
whole-
say this: you can get the album at OVR.com.
Yes.
iTunes, Amazon, all your digital outlets.
It's so good. You got to hear it, huh?
You get a lot of notes for your dollar. Like
That's right. Yep. It's like $1 an hour.
In tune notes.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah, we have the CD and we have digital downloads. So
Yeah.
if you're interested, if you haven't heard this album that we've been talking about for the past hour and you're interested to hear it, go check it out. Give it a spin.
sounds really good on CD, by the way.
Yeah.
It does. All right. We'll do this again.
Cool. Nice chatting.
Yep, we'll do
How
this
about
again.
next Wednesday?
We'll dig a little. Yeah, let's go next Wednesday.
Yeah, let's do something.
Talk about something else. Who knows what? We'll find out.
Perfect.
All right, guys.
Hope to
Talk
see
to
you
you.
next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.